そうだ、味方だぜ。
Hello, and welcome everyone to D6, where I, RCM, bring a whole bunch of friends upon the internet and play a D&D live stream show. We're back, and I am very glad that we are back, and it is nice to see all of you. So before we get into tonight's announcements, as usual, we have our two wonderful sponsors that continue to support the show very, very much. I cannot thank them enough. First and foremost, the people over at the Deck of Many. The deckofmany.com has a bunch of D&D 5e reference cards, which are very, very useful if you are a wizard or a budding DM that really cannot remember all of his spells all the way up to the 5th level. So they have these animated spell cards for that, which is really, really awesome. Or perhaps you are much like me, who constantly forget his stats for monsters. Power word kill. And therefore he needs some reference cards for some very, very awesome looking cards like this, such as the Art of the Tarrasque. And also, if you're that kind of DM that would want this inside of your game, the Deck of Many animated things is now currently available. They are lenticular cards, and they change when you move them. They're really, really awesome. If you want to ever get any of these cards or ever check them out, there are several ways to get it, such as the deckofmany.com for your RPG reference cards. That is the deckofmany.com for your RPG reference cards. And don't forget that you get $5 off if you use the code D6DR, capitalized D6DR, off your final order if you use the code. And don't forget to use the code so that you know, so that they know that we sent you, because we love you. And our second sponsor, as always, and I cannot thank them enough, is our patrons over on Patreon, who continue to support me, this show, and everything that I do. I throw tons and tons of money at this stuff, and it's very nice to have people who are willing to be a part of that grander community. I cannot thank you all enough. And if you guys are interested in checking out the Patreon and any of the rewards that I have, links down below. And also, I want to give a special thanks to a very particular patron who I had the honor of interviewing last week on Friday, which is none other than Philip Warden, who is our one and only $250 patron. Which is really amazing. So if you guys ever want to check that out, please, by all means. I cannot thank everyone enough, and also I cannot thank all of you guys enough. I really love it. Thank you. All right, so with that being said, players, you may awaken. Awaken.
Why?
Awaken.
Hey, Peter.
Hey, Peter.
Hey, Peter.
Peter.
Peter. Hey,
Power word kill.
I killed him.
You sent that to me without even knowing what happened in the previous.
He's dead.
that.
He's dead now. He's dead for real.
That's
I
actually what I
need him
told
to
him.
go on a quest to the 9 hells.
He sent that to me, and then I was like, you know what's really funny is that happened to Candace. He was like, oh, well, now I feel really bad.
Well, now I feel bad for sending that to him not 2 seconds ago.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead, get into some announcements. I just got back from Bifter on Monday. If I was too tired to post a video on Friday, that was probably the reason why. And also I was backed up with all the work at the studio, so yeah. There'll be 2 videos coming out this upcoming week. One will be a kind of state of affairs, bit of an update, as I'm trying to keep up with a monthly update towards the end of the month. And then also, this Friday is going to be a spicy anime review of Sword Art Online with none other than Philip Warden, of course. And then subsequently, after that, going to be subsequently after that will be the 2 videos that I've been wanting to come out with, which one I'll be talking about the transportation system in Japan and in the United States and how we compare those cultures in the next episode of Journey to Japan. And then also none other than finally Fate's Arrow episode 5 will be out on Valentine's Day. This is confirmed. We're done basically.
The vapors with that announcement.
Yeah, that
Nice.
we're finally done. I'm just getting all the stuff that's been back ordered or backlogged in order and keeping it to a Friday schedule. So I hope if you guys are interested in that, by all means. Also, I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, sometimes, most of the time. And if you guys want to come by and watch me suffer by people donating money and making me eat spicy food with none other than the Hot Ones Last Dab, that might be your thing. I'm not sure. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it from me. So, as usual, we're going to go around the table as we always do. Boo, how ya now?
I'm doing pretty good. I got nothing else really new to announce, but other than the fact that I got a fancy-dancy new PC, so I'm going to be streaming regularly over at Twitch TV/Boo Radley. I'm probably going to do some Iceborne later this week after I'm done with work, but...
Can't believe you're gonna overclock your brand new PC at 98% CPU usage.
Listen, it's worth it. I gotta get those high
turning on
frames.
OBS.
Oh, yeah.
He needs that smooth 120 frames per second.
Now that I know what it's like, I can't go back.
Welcome to the PC Master Race.
Alright. Alright, is that everything?
Yeah, pretty much. Just find me at Boo Radley pretty much everywhere, and I'll do the next.
Alright. Brake?
Hello, I am Braki, aka Brachisoid. I will be playing River, the Halfling Fighter. I don't really have much to announce at the moment, other than I'm getting a little sick, so I apologize if I get a little lightheaded.
Oh no.
Stop being sick. Stop it.
I know.
I'm a little paranoid with everyone being sick right now.
A little bit. It's nothing. Just my nephew was here. Well, my family was here this weekend because of my dad's birthday.
Little did you know you planted boogers directly into your drink.
Kind of. My nephew was sick, so I think I got something from him, and I'm getting angrier to him.
Like, funnily,
Sabotage.
like, funnily enough, the city Corona right next to me is currently going through the epidemic of, the coronavirus is now in Corona. That's a city over. And I ain't happy about that. So, like, when I say, like, I'm worried that everyone's sick, I'm just like, please don't be. Please stay inside until this passes over.
So, for any kind of a special announcement I would have, would be just I'm going to be streaming some more art and video games. Mainly, I'm thinking of getting some friends together and playing some Mario Kart. Do some extra Pokemon stuff. I was trying Temtem, but I started to get angry and angrier to it, so...
Oh, no.
Might be skipping on that again.
Oh, no.
Monster Hunter, I need to find how to make it work, so I might be just on the background of some people.
Fair enough.
But mainly, it's going to be some relaxing games at twitch.tv/bracket. So
Okay. Good to know. Alrighty. Well, then,
also,
Oh.
one more thing. If you want to share some of your art regarding the campaign, you can do so on Twitter using the hashtag D60R or tagging some of us.
Also, if you have any art, make sure that you get it in before the new month, because we renew the art cycle every month. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Get it in before February.
Get it in before February. All right.
Email me at
Yeah.
this website.
I want
if you
those
want
papers
it.
on my desk before February.
Technically, the deadline is going to be the 1st of February. And then the 2nd is when the new cycle begins.
Listen, all you gotta know is tomorrow is forever.
Yep. All right. That everything, Bracky?
I believe so.
All right. Caitlin, how you now?
Hello, I'm Caitlin C37. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Caitlin C37, where I do art and a lot of it. So if you want any commissions, you can find all that information on my Twitter. If you want to watch me do those commissions, you can find that on my Twitch. And that's pretty much it.
Very nice. Alrighty. Mr. Malovic. Sir Malovic. Every week.
Why, hello there. You can find me on twitch.tv/Sir_Malovic. I am still trying to figure out things to stream right now because Temtem has been for me right now.
That's what we are saying. Oh.
And Iceborne kills CPU, so I can play it. I just can't stream it.
Admittedly, I do think they put out a patch recently, so
God, I hope
should
they
be good.
patch it soon.
Yeah, but it's Capcom, and I don't trust them with net shit for anything.
True. That's true.
They actively break fixes.
Yeah.
Did you hear that story about that when fucking
About Street Fighter 5?
Yeah, the guy fucking
Yeah.
fixed it in 2 days.
He fixed it in 2 days and put in the comment section of the code, fix your fucking shit.
Oof.
Fantastic. Thanks, Capcom. But anyway, I'm going to try to find shit to stream. Beyond that, I normally just slim it in all my friends' streams. And you can find my Twitter at Sir Mallerbeck. So I got nothing else to announce.
All right, and then up next, as usual, Zito, how you know?
I got back from a con full of tabletop and indie games. It was fun. And now I'm here to play D&D and all kinds of tabletop games as well. You can find me over at twitch.tv/Zito, where we don't have any substantial indie games that I'm looking forward to playing, like full stop at any point. But video games have endings, but mods, that's forever. So I've just been playing a bunch of indie games that have a fuck ton of mods, and they just make the game infinite. Beyond that, since we are playing D&D tonight, it probably would best behoove me if I told you I make D&D homebrew shit. I make DMs cry. The last thing I made that make DMs cry, I decided that it would be a cool idea to make Raggedy Ann and Andy a playable thing. So now the throw is out on DM's Guild. You can find that there. I'll post a link in there. And if you want more stupid, yet I guess everyone likes it, and I'm self-deprecating, if you want more D&D homebrew content, go to my Patreon at Everingot Almanac. I will also link that as well. And for $5, you too can play things from that have art from Bracky and Caitlin, actually, and Boo Radley, actually, in most of the books.
Nice.
Yeah.
Alrighty. And then, of course, last but not least, our good friend Terrence Dry. How you know?
It is morning. I have arisen.
Lies.
So there's maybe, I think, 2 things I can announce, which one of those is, fun fact, I am in another campaign that's a podcast series called Pokemon Legacy by my friend K-Vox, where it is an original Pokemon campaign that he has pretty much designed. I think it runs off the Fate campaign series or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, and we do it via Roll20, and it so far he's uploaded the first 2 episodes, which is episode 0 and episode 1.
Nice.
And I think that's currently coming out weekly. I play my character Chris, and
What?
yeah, I play.
That's my first name.
Whoa, all right. To be fair, to
It's
be
a common
absolutely,
ass name.
it is a very common name.
It is.
But well, outside of coincidences, yeah. So we it's currently going to be coming out like weekly on Fridays. If you guys would like to go and view it or stay up to date on it, you can actually follow him on his Twitter at Kbox. Yeah, I think it's just Kbox VA or Killian Poplick VA. And he currently so just keep an eye out. Usually I retweet his stuff or I make posts about it like when he uploads it. It's a pretty interesting series. I'd most definitely say go check it out if you ever have the time, or if you're into original Pokemon journeys where a dad of age like 44 is taking care of 2 little gremlins. It's insane. But yeah, I think that is the only announcement I have as of right now.
All right.
Sure.
Good to know. So, with that being said, we are going to go ahead and jump on into tonight's episode of D6. So, where we had last left off. As our adventurers had taken on a mission in order to acquire Adamantine, or to help with the current situation in the town of Otakani, which was where pretty much a good chunk of Adamantine was coming out of. In doing so, they had tried to figure out what was going on within the mines. In doing so, they had met a very particular individual, none other than Dr. No, and then descended into the mines in order to try and determine what was going on. They ran into a demon, and then 3 other demons that were infected with the disease of Tharazdun. After defeating and banishing all these monsters, they had encountered an individual with long golden hair and very, very fine robes, and had taken out Canis, grabbed something, and left. After which, everyone rested in Lionel's Tower for the time, met with Raksha, who was the Githzari individual that they had all met before taking the job at Lycia Bay. And that's where you guys had left off. So, what do you guys want to do?
Well, I think we were heading home, yes? Back to Aurario?
Yes.
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 Are we able to get another ride over there, or?
As a current, there are no major transportations, mainly because supply has been extremely thin, and so it would not be worth coming out here to just get plain old materials when you can literally just go anywhere else for it.
So quick question. We, based on my skill set, do we have our spells back and everything?
After the rest, yes.
Okay, sweet.
Nice.
Even the person we came with, isn't she available?
She said she wouldn't be.
Oh, yes, right.
She said she was
Yeah.
Yeah, she
So
left.
we are going back. Oh, we're going back walking. Oh, great.
Oh god, walking sucks.
Oh,
It's
it's a
such
chance
a-
to go out and see nature. It'll be fine.
I lived there most of my life.
Really?
My body feels like death.
So, Lionel, do you prefer outside or do you prefer my mansion?
That is a long pause, Lionel.
Lionel scratches his chin, thinks about it. I mean, your house is nice and big, but it doesn't feel like a home. It feels kind of just like an overcompensation for something.
Oh boy.
It's hollow. It's very hollow, and I'm a very small creature, you see.
I can understand that. She looks up to Lionel.
But then again, I also lived in a house that was that almost kind of looked like a shoe because my father was silly, and we had multiple brothers and sisters.
Wait a minute. I apologize. I'm not familiar with Pasu culture. Where is exactly your home? So I think I'm going to assume we are going to be walking
Starting to head out.
our way
Walking and
there.
talking.
So
Yeah.
walking and talking.
All right. You guys do manage to take down the tower and then pack yourselves up and begin what will be the 5 to 6 day long journey to Auraria.
Do we have rations enough for that?
I believe so. Yeah.
Enough
Yeah.
personal rations? Yes. And then,
Okay.
of course, you can live off the land should you so need to.
I mean, couldn't we one of these days stock the tower up like a full kitchen?
Yeah, we could, yes.
You could.
I believe most of my mom's food is there too.
Yeah.
Still pretty good.
Actually, that stuff probably has rotted and molded
Been
over.
eaten or rotted by now.
Yeah.
If I was there,
Probably
which I
was
have
meant to
been,
last
it's
for a
been
while.
eaten. I will not let food go to waste.
Well,
Leftovers can only last for so long.
Yeah.
In any case,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll just be on our way. And Yarrow, for the life of me, I'm sorry. What was the actual name of the location that Lionel was from?
The Forest of Spiritsu.
Forest of Spirits. All right, cool.
Yeah, it is. It is a very well hidden place in Yemnin, which it's the only way to get in is if somebody who has lived there comes out and guides them in.
Would we be on our? If we started walking back, would we be on our way there?
No,
Yemnin is a different
it's
continent, isn't
it's
it?
a completely different continent.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Man,
only
oh man, I really am like the fucking the
yeah.
You
if-
and Garu are far from home.
I
Yeah.
can resend the world map if you guys need me to.
I got the
I'm
world
looking
map.
at it.
It wasn't
Okay.
on there. That's why I was confused. I'm like,
Yeah, Yemnin is off the map.
Yeah, I think we just have the continent map.
Yeah.
Okay,
How
fair
did you-
enough.
How did you get here then?
Fine, I just looks left and right. Wagon trips and walking.
You took an airship here, if you remember correctly.
Oh shit.
Backwards. I took an airship.
Yeah, you basically you took an airship, which was your one-way ticket to pretty much out of the country, and that's how you ended up meeting Dominic.
Man, I just fucking bailed from home with no plan, and I met a dude. That's fucking crazy.
Oh jeez.
Lionel, you're fucking nuts, man.
Baggage. Oh god.
All
I
right.
just left home on a wing and a prayer.
That's terrifying.
It
Remain on
was.
the continent.
It absolutely was.
What was it like? I went over on a regular boat.
Lionel looks over at Garu and just makes the catatonic face.
You assume you can see that.
It's okay. I can feel it.
Just touching his face.
That reminds me,
Touching
Lionel, I
me,
need to ask you about something.
touching you.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about I'm able to change my eye color with one of my abilities, but it lasts for like a minute. I've been meaning to ask you if you know how to enchant an item so it can remain the same color.
I mean, I don't know if this will work, but... Alright, I look up at the sky. God, can I fucking conjure a contact lens?
So,
What's a contact?
it's,
I mean, there's a disguise kit.
there are certain levels of artificy that don't really take much effort, even for a wizard in order to enchant an item. It takes a couple of days depending on the intricacy of the spell. Generally speaking, anything with a cantrip can be done in at least a week. If you have the right materials, and generally speaking, gold is the gold and various other rare materials like mithril are very good conduits for magic.
I have mending. Will you grant me if I use mending and spend a couple of bucks to make a set of contact lenses?
Maybe a ring?
Or yeah, like I guess a ring that just like changes the color of someone's eyes.
Yeah, it would be about a couple of days. You would have to succeed a couple of checks, but it's possible.
We do have a disguise kit as well. I don't know if any of those items or ingredients might help him in that too.
I'm looking for something more permanent and less having to take care of.
Lionel uses benign conjure and pulls out and makes a copper ring. Give me a few days.
All right.
Okay.
So,
It's not going to disappear though?
does it?
I'll check the features. Let's see. Minor concentration, benign transposition. I'm sorry. Conjuring. I can copy conjuration spells in half. You can conjure up an inanimate object no larger than 3 feet, up to 10 pounds. In your hand in an unoccupied space you see within 10 feet. It disappears after an hour when you use this feature again, or if it deals any damage. So yeah, no, this wouldn't work.
Ah,
Oh yeah, because that's how you guys ran into that trouble with the ledger.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, how much adamantine did we get? Could always make a ring out of that.
You guys managed after helping the miners, you managed to get it refined and then melted down to about 4 ingots, about each one weighing about 4 to 5 pounds.
Here's
So
the thing, though.
they're chunky.
So I would hope that we would have both enough for Canis's armor, and then would we have enough to have any left over, or would that just be just be for the armor?
Armor seems like it'd be quite a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be
More
worried about
Adamantine alloy armor.
You would.
Well, here's the question: are we looking to get a full plate?
Yes.
Yeah, then if we don't have enough, using any for anything else would completely fuck that.
Yeah.
And not to mention, for a ring, I can just buy a copper
Buy
ring.
a copper ring and then just give it to me or something.
Yeah.
Nothing to be concerned about. But I was just curious if it was possible.
If God says so, I could do it.
Mm-hmm.
God given the thumbs up.
All right. So, I'm assuming you do already have the ring then.
No, he doesn't. We're going back to town and going to buy one.
Unless I was given the chance to buy one on my way out. No.
Well, then, at this point, you guys have
Yeah.
well traveled out and don't
Yeah.
want to just go back. So
I could use.
could
No,
use
never mind.
All right.
Another item.
Wait a minute. Yeah, I was about to say, like, couldn't we just, like, fuck off into the... Yeah, like, not even a coin so much. Like, we just fuck off into the woods, kill a deer, and, like, use a bit of its horn to, like, use it as a conduit.
I was thinking a branch, but well.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a little bit of bone decoration or something like that.
I mean, bone... I look over at Canis and just, Lionel just shrugs. Bone is a good conduit.
What about this rock? And he just holds up a little pebble.
Tell you what about a bandage?
Why not
Cloth?
just wear an eye patch if you're that considered?
I mean,
Really,
cloth works.
Questions?
Why do you want to change your eye color? Really, I understand the hair, I suppose, if that's a dead giveaway, but I feel like since you want to hide yourself so badly, wouldn't the changed eye color help you?
I don't know. I don't want to risk anything. I would much prefer to just look at myself for the most part.
Yeah, fair enough, I suppose.
Lionel's just, like, flipping through his book. So vanity.
No vanity. I'm trying to prevent.
Lionel looks up and smirks.
Look, I prefer my eyes green. Okay. Besides, I don't want to go.
Lionel pulls it up and plucks a really long blade of grass from the ground and puts it on her face. Ta-da!
That's perfect. If we go back to my home, we see my mom again. She's going to ask a couple of questions, and I would prefer to make it the hardest for her to notice any difference from me.
If we find something that works for me to actually make the item you're looking for, then sure.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. So you're trying to avoid your mom finding out about all this?
Didn't we just talk about why you shouldn't be keeping secrets, River?
Indeed.
I know, but telling my mom, "Hey, I died. Hey, I lost an eye with an eye patch."
I kind of, like, listen, I'm sure your mom is, like, going to, like, I'm sure your mother's going to be very, like, open to whatever you tell her, considering the fact that you're still, like, standing on 2 feet and before her. But if you were, I don't think even you, the mistress of all lying, would be able to flip a story to your mother that you're standing right in front of them. Hey, Mom, guess what? I'm dead.
Then how do you explain an eye change color? And the hair, if the dye dies by the time.
Lionel holds his hand up and
magic.
Lionel holds his hand up and digitates like a bunch of fucking fireworks in his fingertips. Magic, genius!
Maybe you're just going through rebellious stage.
Maybe it's a side effect.
I already
rebellious
got
stage
that
where
one.
she shrunk an inch or two.
I mean,
Oh, that too.
Mm-hmm.
possibly. I don't know how kids work.
And grew in a couple of areas. You know, that's not so bad.
You're traveling around with a wizard. Just blame it on me.
The last thing I want is to blame some of you for what happened or for anything happening to me.
What?
She
For
wasn't
losing
bringing you back
two-
to life.
For losing 2 inches, changing your eye color, and bringing you back from the Reaper's hand?
Look, last time I checked, my mom was nothing but a cobbler. She turns out to be a fighter of some sort.
Technically, if I was an asshole, I could tell your mom she owes me money for bringing you back to life.
Yeah, I much prefer you not to charge my family money.
Lionel just like smirks and like holds up his fingers, wiggling them with the fucking magic.
Look, I just
Funny how you complained about your mother keeping secrets.
What's it gonna take to make all this go away?
I guess it runs in the blood. I guess.
Evidently.
Genetics.
Anyway, if you're really bent on it, we'll just get some little trinket when we get back to Arario and deal with it, I suppose.
Maybe kill a frog, put it on a string, and make it a necklace, and there you go. Bob's your uncle.
Why you keep trying to kill animals here?
Lionel just like looks left and right and like opens his mouth and shows his fangs.
Well, good point.
Like, hello? I'm a fucking possum?
All right. So, that being said,
Actually, good question. Will this guy's kit come with a, I don't know, a ring or any kind of small trinket that can be wearable?
Let me even see if I have something, for fuck's sake. The wizard should have something nonsensical like that. I have a crystal.
I think that's the portal closing crystal.
Yeah.
No.
It's just another
No.
random crystal.
Yes, because I restocked all of my shit together I pretty much, when I went to town before and we like lost all of our nonsense for like arcane focusing and everything, I technically now have 2 sets of crystals. I could use one of my extra arcane focuses to make this.
yeah, now
I
that
can
you
just have that in my
technically have a
pocket
staff that is an arcane focus.
Yeah, I have 2 staffs. I have my basic one and I have an ice staff. I could use that.
We can make this easier on our Dungeon Master and just ask, okay, so what can we use as a garbage that I can wear?
Well,
And-
again, my dude, I have my basic quarterstaff and I have a crystal.
Something that can be easy to...
I feel like a crystal would be way more easy to do.
Will that work?
And pretty much anything can be a conduit if you try hard enough. Depends on how you implement the enchantment and if the conduit is good enough to absorb such a thing. Generally, arcane focuses are great for that. So if by any possibility, depend on what the DC might be and then what the rolls will be for the enchantment.
We can make it a necklace.
Alright, yeah, so basically I'm going to be using one of my extra arcane focus crystals to basically have a crystal that changes eye color to green.
Okay. Make a arcane check.
I'm going to assume for the sake of our sanity, we are doing this like every night we are camping.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. 17 plus 7, 24.
Okay. So, on the first night of your guys' endeavors, you sit down with this arcane focus and you kind of just close your eyes and try to imagine what this thing will be doing. And changing eye colors, it kind of has a wide variety. When it comes to thaumaturgy or disguise self, after a little bit of processing, you begin to understand the circuitry and the design that will be going into this arcane focus, and that will be night 1.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna also have you make 2 more rolls as you travel.
Okay.
So this is gonna be day 3. So go ahead and make another arcane check.
Okay, 15, so 22.
Okay. Today, definitely a lot easier. There's no failures in your endeavor to try and design this magical item as basic as it is. So it's kind of going to be a bit more going smoothly at this point.
Dope.
All right. Last check.
Oh, fuck. Alright, well, 16, so that's technically a 23.
All right. And on this night, which is the night before you guys finally get back to Arario, you figure out every single bit and also make it to where it's so unnecessary for it to be attuned. It just happens to anyone that wears it, and after a little bit of fidgeting and a little bit of work and design, the crystal itself goes from a pure white to a slight green to it.
All right. I hand it over to. Oh, that music's getting really loud.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't even hear my own thoughts when that. My bad.
No, it's fine.
Lionel taps River on the shoulder. When she turns around, he puts the crystal right in her hand. I call it the Liar's Emerald. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Fucking Franz, I didn't know you were a dog.
Pork.
Wait, I didn't. God is real?
I'm going to.
The wild dogs in the night.
Just stick it on a string. I'm sure when you activate it. So how long? You want to say an hour? It turns your eyes green.
No, it's who.
It's permanent?
If you're holding it, it does it automatically.
Oh, sick. All right, cool. So yeah, just hold on to this. Your eyes turn green.
Perfect. Thank you.
Can I see
I'm
that
not a
for
big
a
fan of the
moment?
name.
Oh, I mean, sure. Do you mind, River?
Yeah.
I hand the crystal over to Canis.
He'll just hold it and pull out a mirror to look in. Are his eyes still black while holding this?
No, your eyes actually turn into a normal white Celera with greenish, with that greenish hue that is very familiar to your friend River.
Oh. That actually
Oh,
looks
that's
kind of
fucked up.
weird.
Kingar holding
As you guys look at Canis, it is strange because, even though it's strange, it's not. It's normal to see everyone else with regular Celera and then for him to have black, but as soon as it goes white and then also have that greenish hue of one of your allies, it slightly terrifies you.
It's kind of weird. It's kind of
Does he
fucked up.
Weird.
does he still have the slitted dragon pupil to go with that, or is that
No,
human too?
it looks like regular human eyeballs.
God, we could make another one for you so you can go pass easier.
Why would I want that?
We need to hide.
Can I
It's-
roll
it's
one
already-
more
it's already
Arcana?
creepy.
Can I roll one more Arcana check that if Garu held it, he gets googly eyes that are just green dots?
Yeah, please.
That will be more of an illusion.
So,
Please do.
so you hand it over to Garu, and
His horns turn green.
basically what you see is kind of like spectral eyes over his horns.
Oh, that's even worse.
Oh, it's like an anime
God.
filter.
It's kind of
I
like
don't
looking at
understand
Appleton's eye flaps.
Oh,
Just like
put it back in the oven. It ain't
It
done
ain't
yet.
done yet.
Put it back.
So,
Put it back.
do I look pretty?
No.
Put it back. 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 Put it back.
Okay, here you go. He hands it back, the crystal back.
Give me that.
I'm a fucking genius.
I was slightly tempted to say it just looked like painted on eyes, but no, I wanted it to be something actually a bit
Oh,
terrifying.
I'm making magic items. Being a wizard kicks so much
No.
ass.
You know what I kind of wanted you to say? That it would almost look like, the orange face thing.
The annoying orange, but it's
Yeah,
just,
the annoying
oh,
orange.
God.
Where it's,
Oh god.
Oh no!
That kind of filter, jeez.
yeah.
Wait, would Garu have a fucking human mouth too?
Oh.
No,
I-
it's
no,
just
I
the
did-
eyes.
I did not set the crystal to let you have photorealistic lips.
Okay, Jesus Christ.
Oh, what is this? Kingdom Hearts 3? Yeah.
Ugh.
But yes, now here you go, gang. You now have Liar's Emerald.
Thank you for the name, Lionel.
You don't have to call it that, River.
I'll call it that.
I'll have to make a card for that later.
Yeah, I just made a small custom item, so it's fine. There's one thing I want to do during that travel too, though.
What's up?
Question: are we aware of Francis' whereabouts looking into the whole unicorn situation, or is that something he has kept to himself?
No, Francis told you guys very bits and pieces that he's been trying to find out, which so far he doesn't really know too much outside of just where to go and also what to really look out for in terms of when you get near the South of Vale. But everything else is more or less Canis's mom pretty much told him it's sort of a old wise tale, and possibly Canis's dad might know more, but even that's a toss up.
But I was wondering though, why are you looking for a unicorn?
Well, originally France is looking for this unicorn because it might be the answer to completely destroy and take out this miasma around Lycia Bay, and that's also been plaguing his home. So he kind of wants to ask the unicorn deity to please take it away.
It's certainly an option.
I want to roll an Arcana check or a History check to see what Lino knows about unicorn.
Unicorn.
Make an Arcana check.
Oh boy, here I go horsing around again.
God, I forgot we use real dice for this. Give me 1 second.
Oh, whoops.
So with a 12 plus 7, that's 19.
You probably don't know any more than Franz does at this point.
It's a horse with a horn glued on it.
It's
The horns aren't real.
It is a creature of the Fae. However, it is often deified by mortals due to its immense magical power that it contains. Usually, a unicorn often comes in the time of when good things happen, or when in times of need. And this is often because the unification of the unicorn and one of the major gods, Melora, have kind of made this pact as to be defenders of nature. And so this is why the unicorn is so prominent and why it's been deified, is because gods have seen this creature as one of goodwill and virtue.
Oh no, Franz, they are absolutely real. It's just that as us mortals kind of make this thing out to be almost as close to the gods, because things that are good in this world and something that gods intervene with to show off that goodness, yeah, that's the only way we're ever going to be able to see one in real life.
So what you're saying is, if we do good things, we'll see a unicorn.
Yeah, but based on our track record, I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Isn't that why a group of unicorns is called a blessing?
Is it?
Yes!
Would question, Yarrow. Would it be too much for Franz to either because I don't know if this is really a thing he can do, but would praying to Mother Nature to show him the unicorn, or just a unicorn, would that be possible?
Druids have a very distinct role as being those who are connected to nature in and of itself. Being one of the faith of Melora is it is a matter of just how connected you are to that faith. When it comes to trying to speak with the gods, you either have to be in a very special place, which are often where the acolytes are, much like the ones in the Emerald Enclave, where the Melora's Grotto is, which is their church, or you have to be a cleric with a very attuned skill to wanting to speak with your deity.
I'll just say this. The closest person in this entire group amongst all of us who has the closest chance of ever summoning or seeing a unicorn points at Canis.
Ron snaps his neck towards the Canis.
You are the key, boy.
Canis.
Yes.
I need you.
Whoa!
Both hands firmly on his shoulders. Unicorn, now.
I don't even know where to start to summon a unicorn.
Canis.
Produce horse.
Produce the horse. Give it to me.
Please, Canis, I need this magical leash now.
Kids.
We have fun here.
Oh my goodness.
Canis just puts his hand on his chest and slowly pushes him away.
Prolonged eye contact.
What is your subclass again?
Canis?
Yeah.
He is a order cleric.
Okay. Good to know.
Well, I
Canis,
mean,
is there anyone, maybe you, your father, your mother, that may perhaps know how to conjure said unicorn? Speak
Yes.
with said unicorn.
If anyone, maybe my father. But getting in
Yes.
contact with him is touchy at best.
He went to get cigarettes and never came back.
Also, technically, aren't the dragon horses basically like dracones? Like, would you be summoning that instead of a unicorn?
I think so.
He went out to slay a whole bunch of demons and then never came home.
Or Drake could be riding some kind of half-dragon raptor instead.
He went to Denny's to go get Grand Slams. Needless to say, he never came back.
Oh my god.
But I think if Canis was able to just summon, it will be won't be that issue. But I don't think he's capable of.
well, how? Well, you said it's touchy at best, which vaguely sounds like you've tried it before.
Yeah.
Are you able to at all?
I don't know. Am I God?
To commune with gods in order to try and conjure a unicorn?
I mean, that's the fucking.
Well,
isn't that
even just-
kind of half
even
the
just talk
premises of a cleric?
Even just talk to him in general.
Yeah.
Wait, what level is commune? Or what spell level is commune?
Good
I
question.
think that's the best case.
I'll check it out.
I believe there is. Let's see. There's something.
Commune with the gods.
Or domain.
Commune 5e is a divine spell, blah blah blah, 5th level.
Oh,
Damn it.
Ooh.
that's gonna take a while.
Yeah.
We are one
One
fucking
short.
Yeah. Well, even I
Eventually.
can't do that. I can't do that. Only a divinity
Yeah.
class can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, correction. Only clerics can do it.
Yeah.
This is true. Yeah.
So out of luck.
At
Currently.
least for now. But eventually,
So Yaro, then if that isn't possible, then it seems that the only other option to even get into contact with said deity is going to, like you said, like the Emerald Enclave near a special place and trying to commune with them.
There is only one confirmed way to communicate with a god. Aside from the slight presence of being within their temple. There is one god who will have direct contact. It's risky. And that's
All right.
talking with the Raven Queen.
God fucking, I knew it.
Oh yes, just kill yourself. You'll get in contact with a
That
god.
bitch-
Time to make the sacrifice.
But if he talks to fucking... Wait a minute, that's not fair. Because if he talks to Leroy about that, we're not going to get a unicorn, we're going to get a bicorn.
Oh, no, Bicorn. Only pure ladies can ride that.
That's like the complete opposite of what you're looking for.
The
Why do I know this?
the Raven Queen isn't considered evil. She is truly neutral in her stance in the universe. She merely is a processor of death. And she's often been kind enough in order to help those who needed it, but there are times where her wrath is unbridled. So it really does depend on the kind of person that interacts with her.
I think I have a pretty good standing chance. I've never lied before.
Also, here's the thing, Franz. Good news is I'm actually working on the exact same thing you are, and I do have a couple of leads, so even if we're not immediately able to find a unicorn, might have other options.
Really now?
Indeed. That's why I'm here.
The purification of the miasma.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the whole reason why I'm here. So, unfortunately, it takes unfreezing a certain Lumerian, which we haven't quite figured out yet. I suspect it's dragon's eyes. That's what it's sounding like anyway. So...
It's dragons.
I'm not gonna lie. We have a lot of in our plate, huh?
Yes, we do.
You're damn right we do. I want to start going into town picking up trash and making magical items out of them.
Yeah.
Let's just take it one step at a time. Oh, yes?
That's true.
As soon as we get back home, I mean...
And here's the thing, we do have other smaller concerns as well.
Yeah, still need to see what happened with the platypus.
That and your town with the Naga.
Yep. Which we did inform your mother about that, right? Well, am I crazy?
did.
Yeah. So they are aware too. We need to see how... Basically, we're going back home, get the updates on the situation, and make a decision from there.
Yes.
Lionel is now thinking of a way to construct a beer stein that when you drink from it, it makes a quacking noise.
Is there any way to infuse an item with the growth beard of friends?
Canis, you have to understand, if it's stupid, most likely the Commonwealth will buy it for an absorbent amount of price.
Not gonna lie, I picture you as an old wizard making nonsensical dungeons at some point.
Lionel just stares off at the distance. So in 5 years.
Who made this crown that makes chicken?
A god.
Oh god.
It's just a ham bone tree.
Do you want... Hey kids, do you want this toy frog that screams like a human being when you wind it up?
Oh god.
Oh.
That'll be fun. That'll be
What kind of
15 gold,
fucked up
please.
movie of Klaus is this?
That'll be 15 gold, please.
How Klaus stole Christmas. No, no, it was not.
Klaus.
No.
Fuck it. You know what? Lionel now has a new fucking plan. If he's gonna live in this goddamn city, he's gonna make a magic shop that's all about gag items.
Oh god, you're the Weasleys.
I love it.
Oh god.
I will call the store Abracadabra. It's
Oh.
done. It's happening now.
There we go. First
Alright.
adventuring, guys. We have a new mission.
All right. So, after traveling several days and finally making it past the gates of Aurario, you are within the smells of the general area between Nox and Ventimore, or Noxel and Ventimore, heading to the center of Crespusk. As you enter and you find yourselves here within the Metilius estate once more.
Is our Amazon package there?
No.
Oh, come on, man.
Damn it. We should have paid for Prime.
We should have. But what if they stole our information, though?
What if I told
Moving
you?
on.
What if I told you the owner of Amazon was a Lemurian god?
Ooh.
Big brain ideas.
I was going to ask you something,
mean-
Tanis.
Hmm?
Now that we are back to your home, I've been meaning to ask you for a couple of months by this point, actually. I kept hearing that, I love food and all the culinary goods except for salad. I wanted to ask you, do you have access to something that people call sweets?
You mean candy?
Yes.
Candies exist. They're not uncommon.
What's a candy?
By
Choose your next words carefully.
All right.
Yeah.
So
No.
you know how like certain like berries and fruits and things like that are very sweet. Think
Yeah.
that, but more so.
More berries?
Mhm.
You know
It,
what?
it's more meant to be like a treat.
So is it a berry within a berry?
Have you ever had honey before?
Oh, yes, all the time.
Oh, okay. So imagine the sweetness of that, but with different, more possible fruit-like flavors added to it.
And multiply it.
Yeah.
Yes.
as you guys are standing within the foyer, you see a an Eleanor at the top of the steps. It's like, well, I see you've all finally come home and talking about candy.
It was just a curious thing. Sorry.
Well, if you want some, I can request to have some made.
Lionel JoJo faces.
Wait, which JoJo face?
Yeah.
Don't.
Dio face.
Oh no.
Which one?
Three.
So you're approaching me.
I must consume this candy.
Oh lord.
I feel like
Surely.
we're about to make a monster.
I have no idea.
Actually, while that is being taken care of, actually, I wanted to speak with all of you in my office, if you would.
Very well.
Okay.
And then, as you guys all begin to pile up the stairs, she turns to the general butler, and he scampers off to the kitchen. As she enters the room and closes the door behind her, she, you all watch as she goes to her desk and finally sits down. She looks to all of you. So, an update, as you had all been away. A few things have happened, and as per some knowledge exclusive to me, things may have gotten slightly out of hand.
Oh, I knew it wasn't going to be that easy.
Did she get away?
In our efforts to try and pursue Lady Platypus, she must have fled days before any of the guards managed to make it to Krog. And she is currently wanted, and a hefty $1 million gold piece price is on her head by the courts and the king. So either we won't be seeing her for a long time, or somebody might be getting really rich really soon.
Lionel starts counting on his fingers. He doesn't know what $1 million is.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of money.
More than this many, he holds up 10 fingers.
Much
Yeah,
more
but-
than that many.
You're going to need an entire city to count.
Man.
Oh wait, what about her valuables and other items?
A great deal of valuables did end up going missing. However, as per your requests and his, and you all turn and it's just Leroy standing there in the shadow. Thanks. It seems like we were able to procure this mall. However, it may be some time before it gets here.
Oh my god, thank you. Oh.
So wait a minute, who has control of her entire estate then? Surely someone is going to confiscate everything that's within the entire estate that woman had.
Well, as of
Probably
currently,
asset seizure by the government.
that is currently what is happening right now. And once again, there are a lot of more complicated things. There are perhaps more intricate ledgers that might have been useful that have gone missing.
Oh, what about the situation with the Naga?
That one's interesting. Given your description of the creature itself and where it was located, when we had sent guards and they came back and said it was not there.
Wait, any casualties?
They found a bunch of rotting corpses.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, but recent, but people, anyone missing recently?
No, just mostly, Stone Guard wardens.
Halflings?
Not that we were able to find.
River's going to walk away from the group a little bit and use one of the... How many do I have left? So it's very no grappling. What the fuck are the Hermes scrolls I have? Okay, I have 3 left. I will send one of the. I use one of the Hermes scrolls to send a message to my mother.
All right. You could go ahead and write that out for me.
Yeah, I'll write that out. You keep talking. I just need to think of the words. I'll send it to you.
Also, one more slight update, and this one's a little bit more local. Recently, a current situation had led me to have some speculation to believe there was foul play, and there had been a bunch of individuals within the Noxla district that have gone missing. I'm pretty sure it's a small rampant run of unusual crimes, but unusual nonetheless. So
What makes the missing what makes a missing person unusual?
Well, at first they go missing, and then after a few days they stop being missing, and their body, or what's left of it, is found in the streets as if thrown aside like garbage.
Any markings on them at all?
A few, like stab wounds, but it seems as if the very being has been sucked dry.
Leeches?
No. Very much as if they are walking mummies. They lack all moisture or even organs.
Oh, thank God they're not vampires. I was going to be very upset if it was vampires.
Yeah.
I was going to be very fucking upsetty if it was vampires.
Necrotic damage!
Religion check to know what the hell this is?
Go ahead.
12.
12. There's nothing in particular that speaks in any religious texts about these effects. This could be purely magical. There are spells like Blight that do something like this, but the way that your mother's describing it is almost ritualistic.
Yarrow, quick question.
Yes.
Would Franz be able to make some sort of history check on if there's ever been anything similar to this?
Actually, yes. Go ahead.
Cool.
I'll send you the message, Yarrow.
Let's see here. 13 plus 2, 15 overall.
15?
Yeah.
There have been some tales from your own master. They speak of creatures that pretty much perform rituals like cults. And what they do is that they try and remove organs and other life forces from a individual in order to empower their ritual. This is often necromantic in design.
This sounds very familiar to either something a cult would do, whether it deals with the more demon-like aspect or more of just a very sick and twisted cult. It's hard to really say.
Did these people go to any of the same places, or do they reappear in the same place?
They've been relatively spread out, which is something that has concerned me greatly. Some disappear from the Northern District, and then some disappear from the Southern District, and it seems like they just pop up at random.
Is that happening here?
Oh, what?
Is that happening here?
Within Crespusk?
I
No.
Sorry, I was missing the message.
Yeah, it's basically within the city.
It's in the city, but not within the high walls. No.
Mm.
Do we have names at all of the victims?
A few. To anyone that's been able to recognize the corpses. She begins to go through her papers, and she begins to read off names. They sound a bit familiar.
No.
Uh-oh.
Please, no, I'm not ready for this.
I don't want this.
Give it to me.
Make a
I
history
swear to
check.
God, if it's Nerm, I'm leaving.
I know.
No,
Don't say that.
Don't do this to my boy.
Please.
Boy.
That is Franz's best friend.
See.
Oh
History
my
check.
god.
Alright, I'll give it a go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bad roll. Fuck.
That's amazing. They're 13 for me.
I got a 16.
I
Okay.
got a 18.
As far as your memory goes, as she begins to list off the names, they are ominously familiar to some of the fighters at the fighting ring that you guys had gone
Son of
to.
Oh, Nerm lives, thank God.
Oh, I'm good.
Helena makes a very tired face.
Wait, which fighting pit?
The not the
Pit
ace line
queen.
gambit.
The pit queen.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Yeah.
You,
The pig queen.
Oh,
Helena pinches
I cannot
bridge of her
believe
nose.
I have not printed that goddamn document yet.
What does the list say?
It's people from the pit.
Oh no.
It seems to be on the lower end of the people that weren't really winning their fights, but kind of, kind of winning, but not always winning.
This sounds like a culling then, for those who aren't actually making their dues.
Oh boy, wait, is the guy who Helena defeated in that list?
Is it?
Jason the Blood
Blood
Knuckle?
Knuckle.
No.
No.
What about the guy, what about the lady Garu fought?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
She's still working at the temple, I would imagine.
It was the Temple of Cord, right?
Yes.
It seems like these are connected to the fighting pits.
Well, that's a lead, I guess.
Seems like a damn good one.
Did I get any response from that, Yarrow?
Oh, you do.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah,
Wait, is it a good response?
it's a good response. I'm safe. Thank you for checking in.
Did that sound sincere, though?
Oh, it's very sincere.
Okay.
So it has
Guess what?
a signature and a
Yes,
little dot
these
at the end.
words are 100% sincere. This text on this paper is.
You want to know how you know?
Sincere.
It's voices. It's voices.
It's me, your mother. I love you, son.
Hello, it is me.
Son!
Let me come down to help you and to pick up and or. Please do not or I will.
Do you want any McDonald?
You can respond to this message.
Not your son.
Read the context in my text Facebook message, son.
Look at my emojis.
All right, focus.
Oh, Lord.
Eggplant.
No.
Sorry.
Okay, so I just tell them, okay, my mom is okay. She's not being eaten by a naga. That's good.
Oh, that is good. You know, there's a thought. We could check back in with the Walloy gentleman, see if maybe he knows something about that. But I think this is a more pressing matter for now.
You mean the husk people?
Yes, that.
I guess we are once again waiting for a delivery. So
Yeah, we do need to put in Canis's order as well, so might as well do that
We
while
do.
we're investigating.
Has the payment for that job come in?
apparently not.
Oh, speaking of.
Oh,
And
fancy,
she does
yes.
Pull out with what looks like to be a small but a normal box that pays out something as well as this does. You guys do manage to achieve 2,000 gold pieces after this job has been completed.
That's it.
Hey!
And also,
Awesome.
and
River yelling, that's it.
and also,
I can make...
and also, a gift from the townspeople is a discount ticket, which is represented, signed by the mayor, and also stamped. It will give you 10% off anything from Otakani that you would order. So the medals that come from it are 10% off.
Oh, we got a coupon. That's nice.
Oh boy.
It is this seal of thank you for basically saving our town in the sense of financial repercussions.
Yo, I want to be a fucking selfish prick and be like, can I get some geodes with that 10%? Because just a random ass geode has a good % chance to make some good conduit.
Oh.
It is specifically
it within their town?
it is specifically metals. So if you're ordering an ingot,
Oh, ingots.
Yeah.
Fair.
yeah,
Still not a bad deal.
Yeah, not a
Okay,
bad
so-
deal at all.
so do take note of that.
Hell yeah.
River, darling, with that 2,000, do you mind if I can get my...
Yeah, I'm explaining it right now. You can see River like an accountant, just with a little visor, and just starting to put the money on the table, trying to making the divisions.
Yes,
Helena.
Helena. Yes, Helena. Sign in with your TurboTax account, and I will get you your money.
So all of us get 333 gold pieces,
And
and the 2 left over go into the account.
Put mine in the account. I don't know what I'm purchasing right now.
Okie dokie.
So 333.
333
333.
gold, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Fantastic.
So it may be some time before the mall does get within our possession, but it took a little convincing within the council in order to do so.
Perfect.
So that's all the good news that I do have. Well, That being said, if you guys intend to do any of the investigations, do let me know ahead of time. And
We'll look into it.
River is going to give Leroy a hug and say, like, it's just so close. We're almost done with this.
Yes, think the Raven.
No, you ruined it.
And he kind of just wipes his nose. Oh, hey, your
fine.
eyes are back to normal.
Yeah, just don't worry about it.
Oh, I
Lionel
worry
does.
about it.
Lionel's doing the floss in the background.
Damn it. Crossing.
He looks happy.
He gets happy whenever he gets a chance to do something dumb. Oh, something actually pretty good.
Oh, dumb you say, Lionel just takes the emerald back.
No, okay, guys, I meant nonsensical. I was trying to find the word. Magic.
I put it back in her hand.
The
Oh.
tiny rat hands and the tiny halfling hand.
I'm going to make a necklace out of this and put it on my clothes.
I like to
You already have
imagine
a
that
necklace.
there was. I like to imagine that there was a small back and forth, and Lionel's eyes changed green, then Rivers changed green, then Lionel's changed green.
Yeah.
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 All right. And as such, she manages to close up all the information, and you guys are sent out to a slight delightful smell in the air.
Ooh.
And you see as Jeeves comes walking one step at a time up the fucking stairs with what looks like to be a small plate of a freshly cut caramel. And he finally gets up and is like, "Sweets for the masters and mistresses." And begins to...
barely hold.
You hear the slight shaking of the cups of tea that are on it.
It's just the rattling of his bones.
Yeah.
Oh, my bones!
Very good, sir.
Very
I
good, sir.
have arthritis.
Bonitis.
You all take a piece of caramel as the sweets, and
course.
it is brightly sugary and almost too rich to taste. But it tastes really, really good. And to your senses, Lionel, it's almost like drugs.
Lionel dies.
Lionel's
Ah, yes, the ketamine.
Lionel's eyes go wide. He doesn't move.
Oh, no.
Oh no, did he actually die this time?
Lionel doesn't. Okay, Lionel does a backflip, but his body doesn't move, so it's like a Gmod fucking gnome ragdoll.
Oh, God.
Oh no. We did make. We have absolutely made a monster. I can already.
Oh my god!
You have been saving that this whole time, haven't you?
Oh god!
I have.
To anyone that wants the image,
I'm on it.
it's Mabel propped up against with what looks like to be a candy stall. Just completely losing her mind.
Oh,
I've
this
been
is
waiting
so
for
good.
Lionel opens his mouth. He doesn't fucking like. You don't hear. He doesn't move his lips, but you hear the prophecy in infernal out of his mouth.
Oh god!
Oh no.
That sounds concerning. Here's
And
your
you hear a fucking like a revolver gunshot as Lionel's no longer there and he's out the door.
Oh, he's gone.
This is pretty good. Needs more sugar, though.
Oh, dear.
I'm gonna save this for later.
He's not allowed candy from now on.
No, absolutely not. That
he
said, we
seems so
should
happy.
go get him now, probably, before he destroys the city.
Candace will cast locate creature. How fast is he moving?
He's moving at double speed.
Yeah, he's dashing constantly around the house.
Lionel, it is almost terrifying to the several individuals during what is nearly dusk. A small raccoon humanoid creature running through the streets of the royal district of Arario just at full fucking speed, and you can hear several people screaming and running into their houses.
Before running after
Okay,
them.
very important question. Is Rooftop Run playing in the background?
Oh my god.
No,
I don't think I have that, but
It's the Spider-Man 2 Pizza Time music.
oh god,
Oh god, pizza time.
pizza time for pizza.
Cheesy jalapeno.
To which it takes a little bit of effort, but your friends finally find you. Kind of just shut down in the middle of the street after your sugar rush ends.
Everyone's around him. Get him.
I mean, I just want. Like, oh my god, it's like actually like fucking Animal Hunt. Like it's like pest control actually trying to catch a possum.
Yeah.
Oh god. This poor creature.
He's on feral.
I might have to write up stats for this later.
Lionel's face first on the floor, but his legs are still moving, but he's not going anywhere.
Is Lionel going to turn into the freaking squirrel from
Hoodwinked.
Over the hedge.
Wait a
the edge?
fucking second! Did I just
I
learn
was going to reference the dog from Larry the Little Freaking Knight, but yeah.
Oh god, we get this freaking possum a soda.
Did I learn haste?
I learned haste. It's a spell that you most certainly can learn from the library.
You got a brain blast and now you want it.
Brain blast.
Go back to the library, motherfuckers. I'm keeping it going.
Let's just find one of our cloaks and swaddle him in that and just make our way back.
Get him. Get him.
You just hear Donald Duck like quacking as the fucking bags moving back and forth.
Mal, if you will. There you are.
So the night continues.
I know what I'm drawing this week.
Yeah.
The night continues, and you guys finally, after having dinner and Lionel, you were physically tired after this very hype
Like a
moment.
hangover?
Hey guys, so I want to try this thing that all the humans have. It's called coffee next.
Oh,
No.
No.
Not.
What is coffee?
He's 7 years old, guys.
That's 24. Fuck off.
Yeah, he's an adult.
He has
I
brought this
think-
to us many times.
I think it would be best to just try that much later.
In the contained area.
When we don't have to investigate
An area that doesn't have
withered
windows.
corpses.
Area that doesn't have windows.
When we get him a running wheel.
All right. So, as you guys finish up the night, is there anything that you want to do for the new day?
I kind of did. I'm actually kind of not joking when I said Lionel wants to just make little stupid knickknacks with random effects.
I mean, you may certainly try. They take about a couple of days to make.
I don't care.
All right.
I don't care.
What are you gonna try to make first?
All right. What's your first knickknack?
A set of playing cards.
Okay. I mean, they're not hard to find, especially in this environment.
Excellent.
I mean, they already exist.
Oh, they do. They don't exist.
I
No,
think he
playing-
means
They do.
what? Yeah, the playing cards exist, but I think
What do you wish to
he's
do?
hinting towards what do you want it to do.
Yeah. What would you like the playing cards to do?
I would like the playing cards that whenever someone holds them in their hand, somewhere on that person, I could, someone on that person, almost like Hunter's Mark, the card symbol appears on their hand. The back of their hand.
Oh. Okay.
So, like, if they
Uh,
hold a jack of diamonds, it holds a jack. It says a J on the back of their hand, and it has a diamond symbol on behind it.
Okay. Wouldn't be any more or less different than what you did with the crystal. to start the process, go ahead and make an Arcana check, but this time with disadvantage because this is not considered a magical conduit.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
With disadvantage, all right. Which kind of sucks because I had a nat 20 on one side, but I will settle. I will settle for a 18.
Okay. So you begin the process of like trying to figure out the confusing nature of how to apply magic to 52 sets, to a 52 set of cards. You managed to get the breakdown of how it would be for this small deck, and it will take you about another few tries over the course of the next week in order to see if the incantation performs well.
Okay.
All right. So
I say we get the armor started.
Yeah, we should get the armor.
Plus,
Can
we
you
need
do
to
that in
ask
the
some
morning?
questions too.
Well, we should save the questions for the morning, but we need to get his armor, and there is something I'd like to look into too. And Helena kind of holds up the bag with the fundamentium.
who do you want to go see?
Let's go to the armor dude first.
All right. All right. So you head to Yawn and Hammer, and as once again you are met with this rather very delightful, very socially inept dwarven man. He finally looks to you. Hey,
Good day to you.
good day.
I believe it was a few weeks ago you took my measurements for some plate armor, and I simply need the adamantine. And Canis to take that out and put it in front of him.
Oh, and he picks up and is like, "Hey, some very fine stuff. Needs a little bit of a work there. It's not exactly pure to its nature, but I can work that out." All
Good to
right.
hear.
So you're looking to make some armor, eh?
That I am. Full
Well,
plate armor.
well, for just the labor, I would say 200 gold pieces, and then I don't need any material.
Well, that's fantastic, dear. I can pay you right now.
Okay. And you produce the 200 gold pieces and
Mm-hmm.
leave the ingot. Out of the 4, you expend 3.
Okay, so we have 1 ingot left of adamantine.
Yep. And that will be done in 2 weeks.
What can be done with that 1 ingot?
You can make a sword out of it.
What about a shield?
You could. Generally, a full shield would work well.
What benefits would we get from a shield of adamantine?
It's just a +1 to AC, comparative to the a regular shield. So technically, +3.
Probably damn near unbreakable on top of that.
Yeah, so a shield +1. So yeah, +3 AC.
River looks at her wooden shield all battered and kind of screwed up. Would it be possible?
I don't see why not. You worked just as hard as I did to get the adamantine.
I would much appreciate it. How much for an adamantine shield?
Aye, for you, lass. I would just only need to do the labor. 150 for a shield.
That would do.
Aye. And you produce the 150, and that will be done in a week, as a shield is a little bit more different compared to the full plate.
Mm-hmm.
All
I'm
right.
going to write that in mind because I will get.
All right. So, you guys have your stuff on order. The labor is being done on it. It will be some time before you go and collect. All right.
Yeah, my silver dagger was done too, right?
I think we got our weapons, yeah.
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 You guys had your stuff silvered long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just forgot to add it for some reason.
Whoops. All right. So, what are you guys doing?
Finding a haste spell.
For you, do
I'll buy it.
No, it's a matter of finding it within the library. So do a perception check.
Can do. Oh, what a garbage roll. A 9.
The only book that you were able to find, and ironically enough, it is a book talking about how one would stop time or slow time down.
Time stop.
Oh,
It's an extremely high leveled spell, not within your ability to do right now.
Okay, that's fine. I'm
Maybe
just gonna
haste?
make it. I'm gonna go ahead and make a note of this book anyway.
All right.
Wait, keep on time stop but not haste?
He found rumors of time stop.
Oh,
I
guys.
found,
You
I
found a
found
book that
rumors
he
of a
can't
time
really
stop
use
spell.
right now.
Yeah. It's the study of basically time stop, and
Oh boy.
it
Hey,
also
Canis, look! I found this one called Power Word Kill.
Please stop.
He said there's one thing I want to make sure for the shield though. I want a customized shield, a little bit of just a symbol on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You wish to send me that symbol?
Yeah, I'll take care of that later.
All right, good to know. All right. So unfortunately, unable to find haste. Tonight.
Oh well, shit happens.
Yeah. In which by the time everything comes to a close, you guys all find yourselves back within the mansion of Metilius. Food is served. You all decide to head off to bed for the night.
Oh boy.
Shall I roll?
Well, this is still day one.
Oh, okay.
As you all
So-
begin to fall asleep,
Okay.
River.
Ah, fuck.
That's what you get.
That's what you get for being so sassy.
You get for lying.
Yes, Yarrow?
You begin to rest. And you finally begin to close your eyes. It's been a while since you've had a dream. Seems like the ones that you often get are either a cull or a premonition. Tonight is one of those nights. As you begin to shut your eyes and you begin to drift off, you find yourself once again in a very familiar scene. You see the flickering of orange and red off in the distance. You see a building on fire. You hear the screaming of people. You see 3 figures. They are walking out of the very home you were born in and remember so vaguely. You hear the screams as if you are being pulled away, and then you see one more figure just slightly beyond. Old, broken, eyes slitted. And you can hear it even though it's so far, so beyond reach of what would be within the ears. Borrowed time. I will find you. I will be renewed. I will have you in your borrowed time. As it pulls back and you see the 3 entities that had continued to walk. They all look familiar just by shape. Their eyes dull and yellow, slitted. You see as if there are knives in hand. You hear as if the whispers and the slithering upon the ground as snakes begin to fall into the very building you called home. Moments later, you hear flapping wings and blackened feathers begin to encumber your sight, and then morning.
Was the feeling of the wings like warm, protecting, or cold and surprising?
From what you remember, it was as if to pull you away from danger. Almost as if you were lifted off yourself before waking up.
I look around me. Is there anyone else?
Simply what is a pretending to try and sleep Leroy. He is leaned up and eyes are closed.
On a chair, just sitting in front of my bed. Jesus.
Lionel.
Yay.
Cobras, go off.
As you begin to sleep, it's been a while, and you are encumbered as if a slight warm and almost everlasting blanket. As you open your eyes and you see what is space floating among the stars. This blanket. You hold it within your hands. It is strange, and a thread that links you to it. As you stare into the sky and you stare into this massive void of darkness, you see stars, almost as if aligned in several different places. And once again, you see just barely beyond these beautiful, almost omniscient eyes just beyond. It's almost as if they are looking at the very heart and soul of a being that is still so strange and so beyond the general concept of this world.
Let me double check my languages real quick. Nothing that would actually assist me, but I guess I could do this since I'm in a fucking dream, unless you're gonna tell me no. I would just have Lionel scream out, "If you are out there, just give a sign." If you wish to be seen.
The eyes begin to glimmer a bit. And almost as if a slight image now begins to form in the back of your mind. You see with what looks like to be an almost human girl. But the eyes that you see in the space are her eyes, and her hair is impossibly long and the same color as the blanket, this greenish hue. Her dress is very simple and plain. She looks far too young. She cracks a smile. And then afterward, you find yourself waking up. As you begin to roll over, there's something in your hand.
What's in the hand?
It looks like to be a small greenish jade pebble. You don't remember conjuring it, and even after an hour passes, it doesn't seem to go away.
Well then, I think I may have just come in contact with a brand new god of sorts or something. I'm gonna pocket this and make sure it is kept very well hidden.
Alright. And with that, as the new morning begins,
Why do I always get the ones that try to kill me?
I get all the mysterious dream.
You people have dreams?
Strange
I
concept. I don't really dream either. I don't really sleep, for that matter.
I wonder what my dreams would be. It's weird.
Well,
It's gone.
usually-
Go ahead.
well, usually dreams are just, things that would normally not really happen in reality, but sometimes they will, then sometimes they don't happen, but then sometimes they do, and then sometimes you're in a dream within a dream, then sometimes you wake up and then there's nothingness.
Yeah, but this time there was something.
Naughty.
What the fuck was that?
Lionel just smirks and he puts his finger to his lips so everyone just keeps their mouths shut, and he opens up his the little pouch, and he kind of just lifts it up a little bit so everyone can see the glitter of the rock. This appeared in my hand this morning. I never conjured it, and it doesn't go away.
What is this again?
Oh, lovely. What is
It's
it?
a rock.
it's
I
a
see.
very beautiful, smooth, greenish jade pebble.
It's
Where
very
did you get
beautiful,
that?
But
Well, that's the thing. I don't know where I got it, but I did have a nice little encounter with a being from the stars in my dream. She wasn't ominous, and she wasn't hostile. She cracked a smile, and then when I woke up, this was in my hand.
Was it a nice smile or a mischievous smile?
It felt genuine.
That must be nice.
of course, why wouldn't it be?
I don't know, the last things I have seen on my dreams have given me not nice smiles, I have to say.
Did you have a nightmare?
Yeah.
The snakes again.
Yeah. The
Anything
voice
different
talked
this
about
time?
the voice talked about borrowed time.
Lionel's ears fall to the back of his head. Ooh.
That's still coming for me. What did the three figures look like again, Yarrow? You said familiar shapes, but familiar as in humanoids or familiar as in this snake people?
They are familiar as in humanoids.
Short humanoids or tall humanoids?
Tall humanoids.
Okay, those are weird.
And
The ones I saw in the Emerald Enclave?
make a history check.
Gladly. Oh. Ooh. That's plus... Why am I so good at history? That's a dirty 20.
30-20?
Yeah.
It's far as you are aware, it's almost as if the silhouettes kind of fit. And even though these blackened figures, they had some defining features that you kind of remember. And it would fit their profile.
Mm-mm. So I explained to everyone what I saw. I don't think I have much time.
And
Well,
I,
just boops are on the nose. Don't worry, darling. We'll take care of it.
We need a goddamn mace.
I
We aren't going to let anything happen, I promise. Don't look so worried. The white in your hair will come back.
also, why would you be worried after the fact that you've seen what my work is capable of? On a
After all, we could
fluke,
just bring you back from the dead again.
on a fluke, no less.
I
Indeed.
would much prefer not to have to do that again.
Well, of course, so would we.
And she when she says this, she kind of clutches the diamond necklace that they have.
Well, in other news, I did start a brand new project last night.
Oh.
Lionel pulls out the pack of cards.
The
Go
the pack of cards look extremely normal to anyone that looks at it, but it does seem to have a shimmer and a glow
What
to
is
it.
that? It looks like a deck with many things or something. It's-
Hey.
I will die on this hill.
My lord.
Okay. Well, the idea of knickknacks and whatnot after making your little gemstone got me to thinking, while I don't believe I have the capabilities to make anything a little bit more substantial for maybe adventurers to say, and I don't know, I feel I may speak a little bit more towards the average person, and, you know, maybe make some toys or whatnot. That seems like fun to add to Magic, so I decided to come up with something that might actually work with someone here who's a little bit more adept at gambling.
Oh.
To-
Well, lay it on me, darling. What did you make?
Well, the concept is simply this. Lionel hands her a Ace's Heart.
Helena takes it.
Now, let's say I'm going to make a deck of cards that say if you said the magic phrase, hit me, on your hand, on the back of your hand, it would show me what card you were holding.
So I say hit me.
I'm sure it's not going to work now, but
Eventually.
When you say hit me, the symbol doesn't exactly show. It's kind of like a glitchy 8-bit mess. It's not done.
The fucking Matrix.
It's
Yeah, it's
rendering.
Yeah.
yeah.
Rendering.
You get the buffering circle.
Oh no.
Well, but it does actually show something's happening though. Yes.
Yeah,
No,
it's
even-
trying,
even-
but it's not done.
Even
Like
worse,
I-
it shows the hourglass.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's still a work in progress, but that's very promising results.
Ah, I like it. Ah, that's very clever, darling.
Well, one of
I'll
the
give him back the card.
Yep, we'll put the decks back away. Well, it's something at least. I mean, if nothing else, it can be just for fun and not so much for anything mischievous.
Not to mention it's a good practice.
No, never anything mischievous. Helena says with shifty eyes.
Why does every time you say that it just sends a shiver down my spine?
Well, it's okay. Well, once this is finished and I hand it to you and you playtest it for me, when you come back with bumps and bruises and a shitload of more coins, I'm more than certain to know that it worked just fine.
Ah,
Isn't
that's
this a
right.
rather obvious cheat?
Well, only if you're not very good at being sneaky.
Well, also, and I plan to have it that when the magic phrase is spoken, the person who hasn't have the magic phrase turned on can see it only.
So a very, very tricky spell. Thank you for letting me know that, Zito.
Oh no, no, dude, trust me. This is exactly why I had this happen, so I can explain what the cards do.
Yeah.
Gonna take a while.
But speaking of gambling, I think we have places to be.
Oh yes, to see the adoring fans of the Pit Queen.
Helena gives him a dirty look.
Should we give you a cape and a crown?
I
probably have a spare.
I prestidigitate a spotlight on her.
Confetti.
You know, I could strangle the lot of you, just for the record.
Like you did that guy who you won over.
Let's be honest, he was probably into it.
I wouldn't be surprised, nor would I blame him, but there really is a time and place. And that wasn't it.
And I'm sure you can do it again. You really have to have more confidence in yourself.
Confetti
Look,
blows
the fact
behind
that
her.
I won doesn't surprise me. The problem is that I didn't want to win.
That's the funniest part. Not gonna lie.
I'm going to now prestidigitate a small illusion of one of the pieces of confetti holding up a sign that says Pit Queen.
Yeah.
Wait.
Look, I'll go get.
You should try to win.
I'll go get some spare morning chickens and then we can go.
Ah, yes, I'll get me a drumstick and maybe half.
I don't walk around with a drumstick. I walk around with the entire chicken.
So an entire chicken and maybe a Cornish game hen or two.
We're just walking around with a bucket of the Colonel.
Perfect.
Cooking in oil is not out of fashion. It's been around for a very long time.
We walk down the street. There's River eating it, and she like looks at everyone while she's just like, must you? And then she's just like, what? Don't you know the skin's the best part?
It's just like
It really is.
it's just like Hades with that fucking with that little imp. It's just like it's like thirsty.
Yeah.
Just like super serious moment.
Yep.
Hungry.
Oh man, no, where is it? There we go. This is River's dream at the moment.
Oh fucking
That's what the
Christ.
devils tempt. That's what the devils are going to tempt her.
That's a fucking poll. Holy shit.
Oh
I
my
can't
god.
believe you're referencing Little Nicky of all things.
I
Right?
love watching that movie.
I forgot this movie existed.
I love
Yeah,
Little
you did.
Nicky. All right. So
onward.
Anyway, focusing.
Onward.
So as you guys prepare, you head out into the main part of the city. Where do you want to go?
Guess we're heading towards the fight. The fight pits, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Ooh,
We are going to investigate the husks.
quick question. Could we make a quick sidetrack to one shop? There is
Yeah.
one thing Franz wants to get.
Sure.
Dude, of course.
It's not like people aren't gonna stop dying.
Oh.
Damn.
Wow, the passive aggressiveness.
Damn,
Okay.
Canis.
Listen,
Look,
Cadence,
if we
it's
can
about
get
me.
chicken.
Chicken?
I'm sorry I asked you to summon a wee snob, but I'm just saying it was a trying time for me.
Look, I will have beef if he was available all the time, but chicken is easier.
All right. All right. So where do you want to stop by?
Just any shop that sells like the usual standard like blades and whatnot.
You are familiar with Jan and Hammer, which is the dwarven man that you guys have recently commissioned for the armor and shield,
Sweet.
and also an individual that you had a very interesting staring contest with.
Oh yeah.
And as you re-enter, you see once again, "Oh, old friend, good to see you."
Likewise. He shakes his hand.
As you do, the very awkward smile between you two from long before continues here. So,
I would like to purchase one of your wares.
aye?
Do you have a simple iron and or steel dagger?
Aye?
I would like to purchase that from you.
All right. And he pulls out one many daggers. Let's see. Pull up the. I just really need like the basic table for that. Let's see, a regular dagger, 2 gold pieces.
He hands him specifically 2 gold pieces.
All right. And he hands over a dagger. Does that hold?
Yes. Thank you.
Hey. And you now have a very nice dagger and had a very awkward conversation with this man.
All he wanted was just a dagger. He'll be getting the other thing he needs later. There's a reason he's doing this.
All right. So, you guys out and about in the town. Let's see. So, as you guys head to the what is the Iron Soul pits, as you re-enter, it is what seemingly might be business as usual. There are a couple of individuals kind of dealing with the original tending of several individuals, as this also doubles as a bar. And then you see a couple of eyes begin to shift towards your party. And some kind of whisper to one another. And then what looks like to be one of the many patrons with what looks like to be a humanoid man all the way in the back. Oi! Is that the fucking pit queen?
Confetti and spotlight! Confetti and spotlight!
Lionel, I like you so very much. Don't make me get back at you.
They make a small whoopee cushion noise as they dissipate.
Yes. Yes. That's the pit queen. Well, look, it doesn't matter. It's not why I'm here. It's not why we're here. We're doing an investigation.
A good number of them are all kind of like shaking their heads, and a few even clap.
Yeah, I saw her. You still have an adoring fan club.
You get a bunch of gnomes with weird faces and red shirts going, Queen! Queen! Queen!
Their eyes dilated to the umpteenth degree.
You see with what looks like to be a half-elf woman in red as she begins to stand up. All right, calm down, a lot of you. You were all here for...
We're doing an investigation. We've heard recently that a couple of contestants in the fight pits have recently gone missing and departed. We're hoping to perhaps get a little bit of insight.
Here, come on to the back. And she begins to lead all of you beyond the gates with what looks like to be just a empty and being cleaned pit where people are just minding to their own tendings. And she goes over and she sits down on the edge and she looks to the lot of you. So, there has been some people that haven't been showing up for their fights recently. And I want to say that it's been difficult, but it doesn't seem like it was just out of the blue. At first, we were getting a few letters here and there that they weren't going to be able to make it, and then they just stopped showing up, and then they were found.
So it seems like none of them disappeared out of the blue?
Did they give any reason? Did they give any reason why they couldn't show up?
I mean, from the letters, they were all variantly different. Some were seeing their parents, others were tending towards whatever business that they are in, or some were just saying they were sick and couldn't show.
Have there been any recent disappearances and who have not been found yet?
Yeah, anyone's reporting sick?
Not that I imagine as of recent. I mean, we just haven't gotten any recent letters, but this has been happening for the past couple of weeks.
Have any of these people... Is there anything similar with these people? Any similarities at all? Perhaps with who they fight with, even anything as a similar patron.
I mean, a lot of them are very short-tempered people. Often the ones that lose are the ones that don't want to lose anymore, so, you know, even through training or some other means, if they lost, they always had a temper to them.
Were they connected by any sponsors?
Not that I know of. And we tried to talk to some of their sponsors. Simply just don't know what happened to them. They're all very different. And there are multiple sponsors throughout the city.
Is there any similarity in time, perhaps, that they disappeared?
I'd imagine after every fight, we've gotten a letter about a few days before the new round begins for the week. Generally 2 to 3 days before the new fight.
Is there any similarity between race or any sort of like extracurricular activity or some kind of thing that they have ties to that is similar?
I would say probably not, given the fact that each one of them come from different walks of life. Some tiefling, some human, some elf, some half-elven, even some dwarven.
And these are people that are not doing so well in the pit or are so relatively new that they're not getting a foothold.
I would imagine, yes.
Do you have anyone else that you think might be at risk of this?
Possibly. New fighter came in not too long ago. Bit short-tempered as well. His name is Eldon. Eldon.
What had the, apart from obviously the pay and whatnot, is there any other reason for them to joining the pit?
Glory. A name. And also probably one of the more prestigious spots within the Temple of Court.
So whatever is taking down these people is aiming for someone who wants to get higher in life, or at least gain some kind of foothold in social standings.
Possibly.
I mean, the names are from these two, but there's also other people on the list, right? Not just fighters.
Were there?
Were there?
A good majority of the names have been coming from the fighting pits. Other names seem to just either be around town or what could possibly be a matter of relevant to their locale, but it seemingly always is not exactly too far from Ignivale.
Okay, can I roll either a Arcana or History check to recollect on a creature that eats off of vitality?
You may certainly try.
Which can I do?
Make a Make a history check.
Okay. 14 plus 7. 21.
The only creature that you can imagine that feeds off of life force is a vampire. However, the general markings of a vampire have never been found in any of these corpses, and even with the information that you do have, everything it seems more ritualistic than it is a beastly attack.
Right. So people are getting taken off the street and then left for dead out in the middle of the road. By then, the deed is done.
Yeah.
Have any of the other fighters been in contact with any of the victims shortly before their disappearance at all?
Actually, that does come a bit to mind.
Eldon?
Well, Eldon was talking to some of the other fighters, and he has been away a couple of times. Not really for any personal reason. It's just that he just doesn't show, and he does come back.
Did he show up before or after people started, sending letters?
He ended up showing up somewhere along 3-4 weeks ago is when I was first introduced to him. So he's probably been here a bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any way we could speak to the Selden? Is he here?
If he's not within the bar, he's probably somewhere around Ignievale.
How have they been doing in their fights?
Eldon?
I think they said.
Yeah.
I mean, his win-loss ratio has been very bitter towards himself. So far, only 2 wins out of the 15 losses.
Oof.
And unfortunately, once you make it to your 20th round, and if you can't shape up by then, you can't be fighting in the pits anymore.
And you mentioned something about a weekly tourney, right? Something about resetting the rounds per week?
Yes.
How often... Oh, yeah, go on.
No, sorry, you continue.
Alright. In the last round, how many of the fighters have been disappearing from this, like... How many of the fighters that have lost from the last round have disappeared?
From what I could imagine, at least 2, to those on the lowest end.
How many people... What were the loss to win ratios on the people who disappeared?
Generally 15 to 16 losses, and then any of those who managed to get close to about 20 started becoming a bit more desperate in their fights.
So a
You
high
mentioned Go on.
No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. It's just a little thing. Go ahead.
Oh my god, we're both the prettiest girls at the prom. Just go. I'm fine.
Excuse
And out of all...
me.
Excuse you. And these are those fighters the lowest ratios? Those are the newest ones, right? Or something you mentioned before?
They have been relatively new. A good chunk of them. I mean, there's a good number of them that have been winning. People that aren't veterans within the pits.
It seems you don't really know that much to make a connection, but maybe there's a way we can figure out more.
It sounds like
can
we
I
need to
propose-
speak to the other fighter. This one fighter. That's probably our best lead.
Well, I did have another idea, but let's ask him first.
What was your other idea? Because I think you and I might have a similar one, if it doesn't work.
Yeah. I was thinking about, like, maybe luring out whoever's, like, whoever's taking out these fighters.
Yes, that was in fact my idea too.
Maybe when does the next tourney start, by the way?
Should be happening in the next couple of days.
If a good portion of us enter, maybe we can, try and figure something out. See if the losers from this tourney are starting to disappear more. Or perhaps bring out someone who's getting a little bit more jealous, or someone desperate.
Here's the thing, like we said before, it's not just fighters, so maybe it's someone who's taking advantage of the fighters not doing well. Besides other people on the streets.
The biggest similarity seems to be short-tempered. Desperate.
Who do we know that has a short temper?
I mean, I'm sure we could certainly pretend, anyway.
I can't believe no one fucking was like looking at each other this whole game. I'm just like, holy shit. We are all level-headed characters. What the fuck is this game?
Holy shit.
I have never had the chance to get actually upset.
I was gonna say, I'm desperately hoping for something to appear, but it's just not happening.
The first fucking time, none of us are murder hobos. And the one time it's useful.
The thing about River is she's supposed to be easily fused, but nothing happens that upsets her, except the first time we play the game.
Yeah, she's nonplussed 40%.
Yep, same.
Well then, whatever happens, do be safe out there. If you want to find Eldon, he's probably working at his father's butcher shop. It might be useful to try and talk to him, but be wary, he does have a mean left hook.
It's fine, I'll just strangle him if he tries.
Oh my, the pig queen herself. Very well. She gets up from the ledge and she jumps down into the pit and walks towards the back into the to the pit entrance.
Wait, did she say what Eldon looked like?
She didn't give any. You
I
didn't
don't think
catch
we got
it.
the description.
Yeah, we just got the name.
You just got the name.
Not even a full name, just he works in a butcher shop. Before leaving Castle, go and ask her for directions to where the butcher shop is.
And for a description of Eldon.
Oh yes, rather short, young-looking man. Slightly dirty blondish hair.
Human?
Human, yes.
Gotcha.
He should be within the sorry. This. Let's see. You should be within Aquaven if you decide to look around the port area. It shouldn't be too hard to find. The butcher shop is known as the Willard's Allspice.
Bam.
Okay.
Alright.
I guess we have a direction now.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Alright, so you guys head to.
I was
You guys
waiting for Jason to appear.
God.
I was so on edge the whole time.
Oh, where we go with the plot?
you see
Great to use the hide action.
You see, as you begin to leave, as you exit out through the pit area, you see there are a couple of brand new patrons. One looks to be like a very sizable looking man, grayish skin, and talking in a very low and gruff voice, asking about the fight pits. as well as with what looks like to be a small troop of dwarven individuals also looking to get more information. As you also begin to leave, there's also several individuals watching Helena as she's walking out. And then all break eye contact when she finally leaves.
Do you know the way?
No, do it.
Do it. Alright. So, as you spend the time to walk towards Aquavem, you are a little bit closer towards the seawater, as the main cape here leads into what is the Bordean Sea towards the north, and you guys smell the fresh salt water here within the Aquavim port. This is where a lot of people begin their travels on sea. You see what is several buildings high in tower. One is one looks like to be a lighthouse, especially. As you guys begin to go into the main thoroughfare of this area, you guys see with what looks like to be a sign that says Willard's Allspice, with what looks like to be wooden cut bottles of spices on the sign.
Well, this is probably the place now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Say so.
Certainly smells like it.
Yeah, the heavy, thick smell of fish corpses from the main market area is very notable. As you guys enter, the immediate cold begins to set in as the temperature drops dramatically. It is how they have been able to maintain the meat around here. It seems like it is magically induced. As you guys are walking through, you see with what looks like to be an old codger of a man who is currently cutting and wrapping several pieces of thickly cut meat for a patron. And he's like, "In a moment." And he finishes up and wraps, and the patron pays, and he's like, "An order?"
No,
Yes.
we're actually looking for somebody. What was the kid's name again?
Eldon.
Eldon.
Eldon, yes. We're actually looking for Eldon.
And a bucket.
Eldon?
Yes.
Boy! Boy! And,
Bards! Bring the boy!
and as he turns around, you begin to see a very young, in his mid-20s looking man, much the description of the patron of Cord, as he begins to look towards the group of look at the group of you. Is like, yes?
Yes. We were, hello. We are a group. We've been sent to do a little bit of investigating. It's come to our attention that you've been in the fight pits recently, yes?
And the old codger of a man snaps towards him and is like, "No money's been lost, Dad. I'll go talk to them outside." And he takes off the apron, he tosses it over the counter.
Oh, he mad.
"Be back soon!" And he gathers you all out to the front of the shop. Alright. What?
Well, it's come to our attention that you have perhaps been missing a few fights lately.
Yeah, I'm busy. Have to take care of the
Doing
shop, and that old man is not fucking doing it himself. At least not properly.
Is that all you've been busy with?
What's it to you?
Helena leans forward a little bit. It's come to our attention that a few people have been going missing. And if you don't want to go missing, we would like a few answers, so please cooperate.
He now staring at all of you. He sees Canis, and then he looks back at you. Oh, shit.
You're not being blamed for anything. Not yet, at least.
He backs away just a bit, and he gives himself a little bit of breathing room. Alright, what?
Alright. Why we're really here is mostly because there have been a few similarities with some of the people that have disappeared. We're just trying to figure out the who's and the whys. Now, since you've been going missing recently from these fight pits, I would genuinely like to know, truthfully, why, if anything's been calling your attention away, if anybody's been in contact with you, perhaps.
I mean, aside from the regular guys, nobody that I know of. I usually keep to myself, and I go into the fight pit in order to try and win, some money. And I have been betting against myself, and there are individuals that seemingly don't like that.
Huh, wait a minute.
So he's rigging the game towards himself.
The people who have been missing have the same issue of losing a lot.
Who are these people?
Well, there's a couple of them. Guy and a girl. I mean, the girl's pretty cute. But the guy, big, burly, they come up and they ask, what do you like? How good's your hook? Would you be willing to throw a fight? And I say, yeah. I mean, I need
all
money.
of them?
Not all of them. I don't want to always lose. There are times where I take a fall, but there are other times where I'm trying to fight on the legit side. The shop's
Core
not
must be
doing
very
well.
proud of you guys.
I don't believe in that religion. Nobody's got
Believe me,
money
it
for
doesn't
that.
matter whether or not he's there.
Anyway, that's not why we're arguing here.
I didn't know who Court is.
Not important right now.
So, every once in a while, they come around, and I give them a whole bunch of money, and then they bet against me. And then I get a good chunk of money, and then we keep the store open here.
And has this been happening within the past 3 or 4 weeks?
Those guys? Yeah.
Yes.
They've been around for quite a while.
Wait, you said there's people who don't like that, but they like it. Who are the ones that don't like it?
You break the rules of the pits, you can't go back into it.
Yeah.
The people that run the pits are obviously the problem.
So then what would they have? What would these people have to lose if someone was to die then? Because that seems kind of counterintuitive to the fact that they're loaning money out to get more money in return.
Yeah, it does.
Well, recently they've been asking more.
What's more?
Like, come with us. Maybe we can help you win more physically.
Drugs.
Using.
I don't know what they can possibly do to a person in order to make them better in a fight, but
Lionel holds his hand up and makes a little presentation of just like an arm flexing and just points at it. Magic.
like I said, nobody's got money for that. So I've been kind of just staying away these past couple of fights. I don't want to be caught up in this mess, and as of recently, with people, not showing up at the pits.
Have you seen others that have gone through this enhancement?
No. At least none of the guys that have kind of taken that deal.
All right then, let's back this up then. Where can we find these two individuals?
I mean, either they show up to you or you go find them at the pits.
Could you describe them for us?
Yeah, actually. Let's see. Pull up.
So,
Did I print out that book?
oh,
I got
sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah,
We
no,
know one is pretty, the other is burly.
I keep trying to remember to print out my NPC documents.
Gotcha.
Yeah, my bad.
Yes, I could describe them. Sits in silence for 20 seconds.
Motorcycle up noise.
And...
Buffering.
Alright.
We're real in the Matrix.
See. Alright, so the girl to the she's probably to the best of my memory, she's really really beautiful. Long black hair. Has a green streak through it, and her eyes have a light green on it. She has a leather corset.
Helena just firmly smacks River on the back.
Yeah. And the other guy, thickly built, very thin face, but almost as if it's like a cold expression. He was carrying a bag.
Does the bag rattle when it moves, or?
Not that I was paying attention, no.
Damn. All right. All right. Well, I have an idea, but I would have to pass that on to you guys. And Helena, you're absolutely gonna hate it.
Also, real quick though, before you get into that, do they have names? Did I miss that?
Yeah, how you call them?
I remember the
What do you call
girl.
them?
I remember the girl. The guy constantly escapes. Actually, no. I think I may know. Well, the woman is Ahilius, and the guy is Zaliath or Zalziath, Zalzalus.
Elliot and Zalzalif?
Yes. And that's the only two that I remember.
Alright. Anyway, Lionel, go ahead. What was your plan? I think we have similar ideas, I bet.
The Pit Queen's gonna need a little bit of juice after a loss against. Looks over at Garu.
What?
That is if she goes against him, though.
I bet you we could talk to the owner. I bet they'd be willing to help us get
Possibly.
it set up.
I mean, what's the best way? What's the best way for them to get another bit of clientele, especially with a big show presence like the Pit Queen?
Like a title fight.
Because at that point, we don't have to worry about another outside factor of, yeah, one of you can win, but one of you can win, one of you can lose, but the loser is going to end up being face to face with these two.
It's true.
Do you see last time she tried to lose?
Here's the thing, though. We could probably increase our chances if many of us entered, and if any of us lose ungracefully. Make a big show of it.
The worst option is to use him as bait. They already have contact on him.
No, we mean use ourselves as the bait. We enter the pit. We
would be new fighters and new clientele.
That's what I mean. But like, it's easier to get to someone who is already in contact with them than hoping they get attention on us.
I'd
Especially
rather
with
not use someone that's outside of this as bait.
I am aware of this, but you are also a very well-known individual.
No, hold on. I definitely recommend all of us entering the tourney, but maybe we shouldn't throw the fights. If we enter the tourney to clear out the pools, maybe we can figure out what's really going on. Maybe some of these people are already enhanced, and we can see firsthand what they're capable of.
Here's the thing, though. We don't know what enhanced means. We don't know what their version of enhanced means. We're investigating
Here's the thing.
deaths,
Here's the thing.
missing body parts.
I think I'm putting this together. They get people who are losing on purpose, get a bunch of losers on them, about 15, like the other people who died. Or they offer them the chance to be better. They give them the chance. They go with them, and they husk them.
Yes.
They are reported dead.
Yes.
It's the whole deal. It's there's no enhancement. They're just taken to
They're
them.
taking body parts,
Not
yes.
to mention the woman he described. It's the same. It's the same description from those people.
Yes.
What?
Listen, I probably need to get back inside the shop, so
Yes.
Yeah, no,
And-
you're.
Of course.
Yeah, no,
You're free
just-
here.
Yes. Do me a favor, though. Don't take any of their offers anymore.
Mhm.
yeah, and that's kind of the reason why I've been away for a while. I'm not attending any fights for a while, and I'm sending a letter for that.
Good for you.
Good. Good.
All right, well, good luck to whatever this is. And he turns around, and you can hear the old cadre yelling at him, and the door shuts.
Boy.
No, it's just a Charlie Brown trombone, but louder and angrier. Yes, ma'am.
The woman, the black hair and the green streak, is the same one I saw at the Emerald Enclave.
Are you sure?
It's the first that came to my mind, and their names are Slithery.
Well, I think that is definitely our best bet.
Did the burly man was also a familiar description, or
The no, the
no? Okay, that's new.
this figure has almost
But
as
a
if it
beautiful
has
woman.
a physical manifestation for the first time.
But a beautiful woman, black hair, green streak.
Here's another thing. Even if we don't all enter in the pits, some of us could even keep watch, see if we see them around the pits. Because I'd imagine, even if they don't necessarily come to us, they could still be scouting.
That's why I was thinking. That's the thing. If we actually try to fight and clear out the pools, maybe they'll try to go after some of the ones of lower loss and win ratios, and maybe we can catch them there.
Yeah, we can try that. It's going to take a while, but
But even if we clear out the pits, that's going after innocent people. I don't want them to go after innocent people. I want them to come after us.
yeah.
Preferably, yes.
This is such a tricky situation. We gotta lure him out somehow. But
Well,
what should we do now?
Gar, did you
Lionel's-
not attend pit fights a few weeks ago?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I did.
How did you do?
How did I do? I forget. God.
You won your fight.
I think you won
Did
and
I?
lost one.
Yeah.
You,
Yeah,
you
like-
lost against Jason.
Yeah.
But you won against somebody else.
You already have some
Notoriety here.
notoriety, yeah.
There is a way for us to lure these people out, but it's going to require a little bit of acting on all of you guys' part.
Hmm?
You all need to act desperate and angry.
See, that I agree with. In fact, I really do like your idea best. It's either we can attempt to fight, and if we lose, and preferably we do, we really act it. We act angry. We act bitter. We act desperate.
Above game, holy shit, we have to act like we're rage quitting.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh man, I put my gamer girl shirt.
I'm gonna end up with
We
quotes.
oh my god. So above game, we have to fucking have heated gamer moments.
Oh man.
Oh
I
no.
put
Oh,
my
yes!
gamer hat. Oh, you god button master.
So, I do like that idea, but the question is, how many of us want to enter? Do all of us want to enter? Do any of us want to keep a lookout?
Lionel just holds his hands up like, do I look like the kind of soft and squishy idiot who can save himself inside a fight pit?
No, you don't. So,
I don't-
you can keep watch if you wanted.
I don't think I could do that.
Not too much of a popular, known person.
Well, that, and if I start throwing a temper tantrum, it starts affecting my family name, not just me.
That is true. So we have Garu, Franz, and Helena.
And you!
No.
You! Yeah, you!
No, how about no?
Yes,
you!
you.
The pits!
River, you are
Actually-
strong little halfling.
Your hands are very powerful.
Also,
Quick question, God. Would Franz be allowed to turn into a bear in the fight pits?
That is.
Ooh,
Yeah, what are the actual limits on the...
There-
Yeah, it's not a weapon.
it's not.
It's his abilities.
I mean, if
It's a
you
part of me
enter as a bear, you could.
on all levels, including physical. I could be a bear.
Yeah.
They have a very no magic rule, for the most part. So pretty much a lot of it is where monks kind of use their ki and their skill as a form of an extension of their soul,
That's
but using
bullshit.
external magic like wizardry or sorcery, even warlocks are kind of just, you guys don't get to be here is kind of their mentality.
That is so much bullshit.
Yeah,
But
that's
it doesn't say druids.
Then let's just be all monks for pit fights. Fuck being
So-
other.
It's generally a place where fighters and barbarians and monks kind
No,
of
it's
all.
not. Fighters need weapons.
So if we find someone who is willing to fight a bear, could we then have Franz in the fight pit as a bear?
I will tell you a couple of reasons to why I don't want to do well myself.
all right. I'm sorry, but Franz, you're gonna need a stage name for the bear.
Boris.
That is so
Boris
fucking
Bear.
predictable.
Boris
I was about
Bear.
to say it out loud, but yes.
I could have said Beorn.
Also, River, correct me if I'm wrong. Are these the people that are looking for you?
Yes.
Then you're the perfect lure.
Yeah, you kind of are like like we need you to lose a match then.
But you should still
Yeah.
try it, though.
No, if they're looking for me, they would do something else that is not trying to do the negotiations.
That's
In
why
the-
the rest of us are there to back you up.
In the middle of a fucking open area where there's other fighters that can gang up on them.
I don't know. Here's the first thing. If they kind of recognize me, it can get bad. They can take their time to get more people.
How?
I don't know.
How?
I don't know.
Then
Give him a
what?
mask.
Aren't you supposed to be looking for a way to get rid of them? Isn't that what you're doing? What are you doing?
By getting them to me, I don't even have what I need to tell.
Well, what are you? We're investigating them anyway. We are going to fight them anyway. River.
Lionel's gonna fucking hold his fingers to his mouth and put his hand on River's shoulder. River, I don't mean to say this in the worst way possible, and I'm so sorry that I have to say this out loud, but I have to have you understand this. If you are going to be this much of a coward to the idea, why are you even here? If you wanted to take care of them, if you wanted to end this, if you want to actually take care of the problem, you finally have an opportunity to actually have a hand in doing so, and then you back down now, why are you standing next to us right this moment?
I don't want to get you in trouble.
Helena
We are fucking adventurers,
We are
River.
adventurers. We say that at the same time. Can we just say that?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
What you're doing is illogical. What you're doing is being a coward right at the 11th hour.
We're going to fight them anyway.
I don't want to give them the chance to prepare for me, though.
Helena throws up her hands. Bronze, are you in?
I mean, I was always in. Kind of too late to back down now.
We'll see if we can get you in as a bear.
All I ask is that I get a nice outfit.
Lionel like rubs his chin. If I lose, then there's no way for me to actually ever go back in there, and I'll be thrown out. But I do have polymorph.
Oh.
Doesn't that turn you into other animals?
Are you going to turn someone else into a bear?
No, I can turn myself into a T-Rex.
Wait, can T-Rex? Are T-Rexes viable?
Yes,
Are they part of the meta?
they actually are.
Giant apes are part of the meta. T-Rexes are very.
They're on the ban list.
They're god tier. They're an insta-ban.
Yeah.
Their neutral special is 30.
Listen, I'm not going to actually do it, but I'm just saying, like, if there ever was a case, that is a viable solution as said by the game's rules.
Technically, yes. I'm gonna say.
But you don't want it. But hey, listen, if you don't want it, then that makes sense.
My other.
For the sake of the argument,
Uh-huh.
when it comes to dinosaurs, they exist.
What a way to
They
say it.
exist on the grand scale of things.
No, wait a second.
you
Hold
haven't
on. I got
read-
an idea. Can you polymorph into the king of dinosaurs?
Oh my god.
You haven't read anything on. You know the term T-Rex exists, but there are no like pictures of what a T-Rex looks like.
okay,
It's just
listen,
an
Yarrow.
imagination of what they are.
Yarrow, I agree with you. I'm fully behind whatever you say to me. But you have to understand, saying it out loud is fucking hysterical.
Yeah. Everybody
Dinosaurs at one point maybe
Listen,
have
but
existed.
dinosaur.
Not to mention T-Rex is like what, challenge 15 or something?
Okay,
No, it's only
okay.
like an 8 or 9.
No, I'm gonna fucking put this to bed right the fuck now. T-Rex is 8.
Okay.
Oh.
T-Rex is CR8.
Oh yeah, so now worse.
No, what do you mean no? I can't do it!
Oh yeah, we are level 8. I forgot.
Yes.
I can do every beast
Sorry.
every beast in D&D I can transform into at this period.
There you go. That's all the reason you need.
Please tell me it's like the image from fucking Pokemon where it's that
It's
thing.
T-Sock.
Yeah, it's fucking T-Sock.
Oh god.
Okay, fine. Will you meet me at Mammoth?
Ooh.
I'm gonna.
I mean,
No,
like I
I'm
said,
Kong again.
like I said,
Good.
dinosaur exists.
Not
It's
to
just gonna be
mention-
a weird thing to transform into that is based off of your imagination.
And make it the fucking king of dinosaurs.
Because the only records of dinosaurs are in words. There's no physical drawing that you have seen of a
I could-
dinosaur.
I
he'd
could
look
be
like John
whatever the
Anjanath.
I could fucking look like whatever I want.
I'm not sure, but okay. I was gonna say.
Okay, for real then. The thing I could transform into on this list that you could probably meet me on. Let's see here. Giant scorpion.
I have a giant scorpion.
Or an elephant.
I do not have
Poison the guys and
elephants.
kill them.
Wait, what about a gorilla? Not a giant gorilla, just a regular gorilla.
Okay, here's the thing. Do we even know if animals can enter the competition?
Yeah, we need to find that out, really.
Yeah, we
I mean,
gotta ask
this thing is
somebody right
the space in the pit is the size of a I believe a monstrosity-sized creature. So, or I think even a gigantic-sized creature. So even then,
So
the ceiling is so low, it would be a bad idea.
So then the only thing on this,
scorpion would be fine.
yeah, the only thing on this list I can't transform into if it's gargantuan then is a brontosaurus. And even then I can't.
What is with you and dinosaurs?
Listen,
I'm
he
reading
wants to
off
be
the.
Jesus.
You fucking listen here. I'm rules lawyering right now. Fuck off. This is
Just
rare.
be T-Sock. Come on.
Why are you doing a bracky right now?
I know. Why am I doing
Such
to
a
you?
bracky.
Why are you being a fucking coward and not being a part of this, fighter?
All right, let's focus, guys.
Why does the wizard need the
Right,
fucking brain
focusing
take
up.
a fight pig?
Focusing up, guys.
I will tell you why. Because one, I am a dex-based fighter, and
Focusing
second,
up.
I am a weapon master.
You're not focusing up.
Fucking rogue!
Focusing.
Very
You can
athletic
disguise
about it.
yourself.
Focusing. Anyway.
Anyway,
Anyway,
You're supposed to lose anyway.
where we last left off,
I
River is
can't
just-
take a loss.
Focusing.
Go find out if they use animals!
Focusing.
The intent is not to have you win, but for you to lose spectacularly.
Indeed.
I can't take a loss.
Oh my fucking god!
Okay,
Oh my
fine.
fucking
Fine.
god!
But I
Let's go.
request
Let's
one
go ask
thing.
about the animals.
I
Please.
request one thing though.
Oh fucking please, let's hear it.
I want a bucket of beef from this establishment.
Holy fucking shit,
That's
that
fine.
was so easy! That was so stupidly easy!
Canis will just walk into the butcher shop they're currently having a shouting match outside of and buy beef.
Just to avoid the. Oh no, they're going right back. He's going into a shouting match with the freaking father and son.
Everyone is shouting.
Oh my god, I'm looking at my
What
fucking
kind of
ceiling
beef?
in amazement.
Orario steak.
Yes, fine.
We got a top round. Veal broil.
Canis will just put down 40 gold. How much beef will this buy?
Just give me the greasiest, meatiest. Whatever makes you fat, give me.
But that's not healthy.
I
I'm
slapped
happy.
Garu in the fucking knee and Charlie Horse him. Shut up! Shut the fuck up!
And pretty much it's pretty much just a bunch of like roast beef, like almost Wagyu style, good shit.
Oh my god, we spent
Fantastic.
an hour conversing the fighter to go to a fight pit for mundane fucking sustenance.
Canis will just pull the
Fucking
meat
shit.
and push the money towards him and then walk out with the meat.
Thank you, come again. I can't believe you would do this to me.
Yeah, dry. That's exactly what the fuck I feel like right now.
So, Canis now just has a giant sack of meat and is standing in front of the butcher shop handing it to River. It's not cooked, you
That
fucking
popcorn.
troglodyte.
That's her plan. She gets salmonella and stays out of the fight pit.
Yeah.
All right.
Can we find out if they take animals?
Yes.
Yes, let's go.
When you return back and you re-meet with this individual, let's see. Oh, what's her name? As you re-meet with Daxus, as she stands there listening to the question and a little dumbfounded.
I spent 40 gold
No.
on that, you son of a bitch.
No, I mean,
About
is
the
there
animals.
is there a reason behind this?
Yes, it would help us try to weed out who's taking people. We want people. Here's the thing. We want to lose. We want to lose spectacularly. And we want to increase our chances of that happening as much as possible. So, here we are.
We explained the plan.
Yeah, basically the theory that they're taking people who they're trying to get enhanced.
Make a persuasion check.
You mind if I do it?
Ooh.
Who's making the persuasion?
I'll do it. I will explain the plan.
Okay.
I have a very good freaking score for this. But, okay, so I have a +7, and that's a natural 20.
Nice.
Hey!
It wouldn't be a bad idea. I would say if it helps stopping this whole situation, and also if it's at the benefit of the lot of you, I don't see why it wouldn't be bad. It's just that this week it was supposed to be a very particular week. But if...
In what way?
Yeah.
Well, it's before the festival, and we kind of kick it off here, and it means a lot to all of us that we honor our code here. But if our code is being dishonored either which way, I think it might be beneficial to have
I have an idea that could actually help you keep both those aims.
How so?
Set up an exhibition. Winner of the exhibition gets to go to the final round. It adds urgency. It adds urgency to the exhibitions, and if we're all a part of that exhibition, whoever loses, they're gonna want to at least see. Whoever wins or whoever loses, they're gonna want to see as clientele.
That's actually a really good idea.
Get everyone desperate.
Well, since I am hosting this week, I suppose I could.
And what better way to get their attention than anything other than a fight with the Pit Queen?
Helena's eyes go dead.
Fetty.
Helena's eyes stay dead as they float down.
I just imagine her like staring at the floor while this happened and all the confetti going.
Case is
sorry.
just gonna snicker to himself and then tussle her hair.
Every time the word Pit Queen happens, it's just gonna be followed up by confetti.
Yeah.
When Canis rustles her hair, she'll gently take his hand and she'll just hold on to it and she'll say, "I will tie you down in a place that nobody will ever find you and will never be able to help you."
Pit Queen.
Confetti.
Man, the timing of the music was so perfect.
Perfect.
Well, alright then. I suppose I'll arrange these last-minute arrangements. As per the animal thing, who's the animal?
Pointing at Franz.
Bear.
He's a kid now. He's a bear now.
I suppose it would have to be an extremely convincing individual.
Convinced.
Hmm.
That's pretty fucking convincing, I gotta say.
Make a persuasion check as a bear.
Sweet.
Does he have advantage because he's adorable?
I got a 19.
Hey.
That's great.
Even though you are a full-on bear surrounded by leaves and whatnot,
And you're
holding a
appearing to the
staff,
floor.
You convincingly make what is an extremely large and hairy man.
How the fuck?
You know what we can do then? We can buy him a leather suit of armor or a cloak.
Oh my god.
Get him a
You can
cape
dress
with
him
a
up.
Get him
Look like a
circus
man.
clothing!
God.
Man, I think that Barry's a man. Nah, you're right wrong, man.
I conjure circus clothing on him.
Well, I would say that's mighty convincing then. Alright, I will make the arrangements.
I can't get over the scene. Who's the animal? Ooh.
That's how all
It just goes, it's like, there's no transformation process, it just is and then
One
is.
frame.
Yeah.
Man, this episode's been fucking nonsense.
I
Yes,
love
it
it.
And you said we were all level-headed.
So, with that being said,
I'm getting onto that.
with that being said, as you guys now prepare for the next couple of days before the exhibition fight here, that's where we're gonna go ahead and end tonight's game.
No, hold on. Couple of days. I get rolls then.
Oh yeah.
Deck of cards, my friend. How many
I'll
rolls do I get?
So go ahead and make one roll, and then we'll have you make one roll next week.
Okay. A 17.
17 succeeds. The process of making this and the clarity of the image on the back of the hand is actually a lot better than what it was before. It's kind of like it's going from like 480p to 720.
Shit.
Or I'm
That's a
sorry,
big boy
360.
upgrade.
Yeah, 360p to 720.
Oh man.
Huge jump. All right. So that's where we're going to go ahead.
I can't wait to play Kingsway at fucking 1080p.
God.
So we're gonna go ahead and end tonight there. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Come back next week where we will continue our adventure of the pits.
I can't wait.
Going back to the pits.
Yeah.
All
You
right.
have the meats.
Have to
There's no
We have the
excuse.
meat.
Damn right, you have the meat, so you better shut the hell up. Neighbor.
All right.
I
So,
spent 40 gold
wanna
on
fight
that
the
bag of
people-
meat.
Yeah, I don't want to fight the people I've been searching for the past couple of years of my life. Unless I'm convinced with a bucket of KFC.
all right.
Oh, fucking Christ, I got in the chat bucket of Popeyes.
That being said, thank you guys so much. We'll see you all next week. See you next Sunday, everyone. Have a good week, everyone. Bye.
Good weekend.